Hi, my name is Grant Wood. I'm one of the brewers for Sam Adams.
And I'm Jake Dixon, owner of Dixon's Farmstead Meats in New York's Chelsea Market.
And we're here to talk with you about beer and beef. We've been making beer at Sam Adams for 25 years and have been talking about beer and food for the same length of time, really wanting to take beer and elevate it to great food. And when we talk with chefs, we talk with professionals in the food industry, they put Boston Lager and beef together 9 times out of 10. And so our idea here was what cut could possibly be the best to pair with Boston Lager off of the animal? So we went to this guy, Jake Dixon, who's as passionate about beef as we are about beer, and worked with him to come up with the Boston Lager cut of beef.
In our shop, we work with the whole animal. So we have every cut available to us. And we saw it as a kind of intellectual exercise. Is there a particular cut that would be the ultimate pairing with the Boston Lager? And we tasted through, I think in the end, 12 different cuts. We're trying to come up with something unique that really called out the best qualities of the beer, and together were more than the sum of their own parts. When I taste the beer, what strikes me is that it's very balanced. It leads you from one sip, you want to take another one. I want to mimic that in the steak, which in my mind, I don't want something too rich. Ribeye is a fantastic steak, but you take a couple bites and you kind of need a break because most of the flavor is coming from the fat. We want something where most of the flavor is coming from beefiness, from the lean portion of the steak. So that leads us to muscles that have a little bit more heavy use to them, but not too overused because then they'll be tougher steaks. So naturally the in-between point is in the sirloin. What we came up with here is actually the cap to the top sirloin. It's a full flavored cut with a tight grain to it. The way we cut it, it's a 10 to 12 ounce steak, which is a really nice portion size. And what will strike you when you cook it is that it has a really great ratio of surface area to the pink middle, which gives you a really nice caramelization that mimics what you see in the beer. So you take a sip, you eat the steak, and you find that they go great together. One brings out more flavor than the other, which is...
Yeah, the caramelization piece there is the key because the outside of the steak has been caramelized. We use a caramel malt inside the beer. And then with the richness of the steak, beer just matches perfectly. The intensity of the beef with the intensity of the beer, they don't fight on the palate, they complement each other. And so as you take a bite, sip the beer, cleanses the palate, prepares it for the next bite. If you're interested in food and beer pairings, we've got all kinds of great information at samadams.com with recipes, food and beer pairing tips, and information about our different beers.